I don't have any tooth. I'll admit it. I will brag. Those players did not just go and whip that ass for us to be like, oh, good game. No, we whipped your ass. We took $800,000. Now we're partying with it.
Yeah, who cares if you're in the Power 5 conference if you don't win it, ever? Or you don't beat any of the teams in it? Like, what's the point of that? Wouldn't you rather win the conference and say, like, hey, my team is good, than lose the conference and say, well, our conference is good?
Well, I'll tell you what, I got two teams that got me gassed up. It's going to be a hell of a battle. Be like two dogs fighting over a milk bun.
Look, they don't call me Tip for nothing. And my tip is, look out for the group of 5 this season. They've been taking it to the Power 5 year after year.
The only quarterbacks that ever get any love are from the Power 5. I could easily list off the top group of 5 quarterbacks I would rather have than those guys. I would be willing to bet that at least one of them is going to be in the running for the Heisman this year.
Group of 5 guys, episode number 33 coming to you tonight. Matt Sprouse, I'm your host. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching. We got a big show for you. We got an interview with FIU wide receiver Tyrese Chambers. We got a couple really good voicemails on our hotline. Before we go any further, if you guys like what you're hearing or seeing, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Group of 5 Guys. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. If you want to support us, get some Group of 5 Guys swag, just go to group5guys.com. Super easy. You got t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, phone cases, masks, all kind of good stuff on there. And then, yeah, we really need to keep these voicemails coming in. So you guys call the hotline, give us your hottest take. It's 615-900-4286. Let's go around the horn, see how everybody's doing this fine evening. Got Jesse Grisham coming in hot off a weekend of pickleball. How are you, sir?
I did play pickleball. How'd y'all know?
Well, you blasted it all over your Instagram, buddy.
Oh, did I told y'all?
No, you told the
Man,
world.
I tell you, yeah, that was a night. I've started to realize something, and the past year, 2, 3, I've been like a Miller Lite guy. Something's happened over the past couple months.
No.
I have become a seltzer connoisseur.
Oh,
I am
yes.
in love with the claws. The White Claw Surf. Now, will I have a Miller Lite? Will I drink a Miller Lite at tailgate? For sure. Am I going to the beach next week? Will I already have 2 cases being pre-ordered? Yes. But those White Claws, they do something to me now. I'm talking about like 6 White Claws to me is like 10 Miller Lites. And I had about 12 of those bad boys playing pickleball. And it got rowdy, boys. Let's put it this way. My shirt may or may not have been off after like the 4th or 5th match. We were playing skins versus clothes. But had a good time.
Jesse's like, I got skins.
Yeah, no, I did. I was rowdy.
Shirts and skins.
Hold on. Why do you have to play shirts and skins? And
It was hot as hell out there.
Like you're on one side of the net.
It's summertime, Sprouse. It's summertime, and you're sweating out there. I'm telling you, it's just like tennis. I will talk about pickleball until the first kickoff of football. Pickleball is a summer sport, and it's something special. But you are going to sweat. You're going to sweat. Anything you got in your system is going to come out the next morning. So, just an idea. But no, doing well, Sprouse. Doing well. Ready to get to the beach. Got a trip planned for next week. So, I don't know if we're doing a show or not, but I'm not going to be on it. So, I'm off. Also, did you say we have mask? Group of 5 Guy mask?
Yeah, as the co-founder of Group of 5 Guys, would be a good idea to probably check out the website.
I'm just amazed that we actually have something that can protect us from monkeypox. I mean, that's good for everyone. So go out there, get your mask, and I think they're going to start mandating you have to wear them on airplanes here pretty soon. So
yeah, monkeypox, man. There's less than 100 people that have been confirmed with it. So
it's just been.
Just let me know.
I know for the people
that
that have it, I've severely. I'm sorry for it. I just don't.
It looks bad. I think I think it's bad. Like a giant.
I think there's like 2 confirmed cases in Georgia.
No,
look out.
Come on. Anyway, man. Yes, we have masks. Group5guys.com. Masks, t-shirts, phone cases, laptop cases, stickers, magnets. Yeah, we have all those, Jess.
All there.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
You heard it here from Sprouse.
Well, hey, Tyler Tipton. Good evening. How are you?
Doing good, Sprouse. Good to see you, boys.
I still just can't believe what I just heard coming out of Jesse's mouth about White Claws.
My goodness.
He has put it.
I've
The way
changed,
he
man.
just said that, Miller Lite is now number 2 on his list.
I don't
That's what
care
it sounded
about
like.
fantasy football. I don't care. I mean, I do care about
You
Miller
care.
Lite.
You
I'm
do
all
care
about
about
White
it.
Claws now. You know,
I
I like
Miller
reality
Lite.
TV.
I was going to surprise you, and Miller Lite was getting ready to sponsor us, and then you said that. And now.
Have y'all tried the White Claw Surfs? The new ones?
No.
Jesse.
mango.
They don't even fit. We got to get. That's one thing we do have to get is some skinny can koozies though, because we do not. That's why I don't. That's why I don't drink them. I literally don't drink seltzers or I got a fridge full of those Bud Light Nexts or whatever. They don't fit in the koozie, so I don't drink them.
I can't not drink all of them. It's like I'm going to finish them that day, 12 or whatever. They're going to be gone. There's never leftovers.
I kind of thought the seltzers had made their. I kind of thought that was a fad, and they were kind of going away after all the big companies started doing it. I thought it lost its luster, if you will. But hey,
I like them. They're good. Just found out about them a couple weeks ago.
Keeping them in business.
I had something else to say, football related. At the time of this recording, we are 88 days away from the first weekend of college football. And once this episode is released, we'll be 86 days away, boys.
Can't wait.
We're close, man. These guys start camping like a month and a half. How about that? Yeah. Well, hey, Jeff Murphy, Dubs coming off a big Game 2 win. How are you?
A lot better now that they pulled that out last night. Goodness gracious, they had me worried. But,
how nervous were you with that third quarter lead in Game 2?
My buddy, he's a big Celtics fan. He was texting me he's like, we'll see you Wednesday. I was like, don't put that negative voodoo on me. I saw fourth quarter of Game 1.
Yeah.
But now we pulled it out. Just gotta get on to the next one. That's really all it is. But got a big day today. My oldest son, I posted it on Twitter, but my oldest son went to the MTSU football camp.
It's big
He's a
time.
7-year-old, and boys, he had a blast. I mean, he was so excited when I picked him up. Immediately got home and was in the yard, just still going after about 6 hours straight. So,
Stock still offer him or what?
not yet. We're working an NIL deal out right about now. So
Wow.
by the time he gets ready to graduate, he'll be right in the pipeline with the new facilities.
I absolutely hated going to football camps as a kid. Like, are you sure he was excited? Or was he like doing this for you?
Look, here's the deal. I don't force my kids to do anything. I give them the option. If they want to do it, great. He was all about it. And he was 10 times more excited when he got home. And I'm not kidding you. I had to make him come inside.
My dad never forced me either, but he already made the payment, so I had to go.
Wow.
They paid off for me. I got a free education out of it, but my God, the kid wants to go and just play outside with his, his friends, but let's go on a turf field at 110 degrees and run routes.
Well, once again, you obviously don't check my Twitter or social media. It was on the practice fields where it's grass, a lot cooler. But he had a great time, and he's got 3 more days of it, and he cannot wait. And then he's got T-ball playoffs start Saturday, so we got a big week ahead.
3 days of this?
Look, Grisham, there's some people who enjoy competing in exercise, and he's a 7-year-old, so that should make you feel
messing.
something about
That's good
yourself.
for the kids. It's good for the kids. Yeah.
Well, did you know, because I went through this, at that age, did you already know, like, were you already going to be a lineman?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well,
because I'm with you, because when you're like 10 and you go to football camp and you're like, they break you up into positions and it's you and like 2 other dudes and you're hitting a freaking bag. It's not as fun as running routes.
Well, that was all kind of just joshing around with Jeff, but to be serious, because whenever you're in high school and you have to go to those high school camps, especially when you're like a sophomore or junior, still trying to get recognized, those camps were brutal for offensive linemen. I can't talk for the receivers and quarterbacks and stuff, but for offensive line, you're in there with helmets. You got to bring your helmet, and then you were pretty much balls to the wall, pass blocking against top high school players. There were some camps I had really good camps. There were some camps where I was like, that guy is 24 years old. There were some monsters out there. And those are the camps that I'd be like, I would so much rather.
This is not fun.
Weekend.
Yeah.
But it all paid off, right?
There
All
you
paid
go.
off. Everything has for a reason. Dom is
Well-
not going to be an offensive lineman, Jeff.
No, he is not.
Well, last but certainly not least, I tried to call Zeke last week, and he was incapable of speaking with me. So his lovely girlfriend, Olivia, answered the phone and updated me that they were in the hospital. So I'll let Zeke do the honors and tell us all what the hell he's got going on.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sprouse. I'm feeling much better. I was struggling a little bit earlier in the week. I had a little sore throat on Tuesday, so pregnant lady in the office says, don't get me sick. You should probably go to the doctor and get checked out. So I go to the walk-in clinic. They give me a COVID test, a strep test, both negative, and they pretty much tell me I'm basically a pansy. But they give me a steroid shot and a couple antibiotics and send me on my way. And next thing I know, I wake up 3:30 in the morning, heart's racing, harder than Jesse after pickleball, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just laying there and my heart rate's elevating. And so I had to go to the ER. They took me to the ER, and I'm having trouble. It's getting worse and worse. I'm having trouble breathing. I can't tell the doctors what's going on. Olivia drops me off at the wrong entrance, and I have to try to walk to the other entrance, and I can't make it. So I have to sit down. They have to get me in the wheelchair, wheel me over there to the correct entrance. And
Damn.
turns out, diagnosis, monkeypox. No. In all honesty, it was, turns out I'm a diabetic, type 1. Didn't know it.
No way.
So, yep, a little bit of a lifestyle change, but not too big a one. Just got to lay off the margaritas and chips and salsa.
What was wrong with your throat?
I have no idea. That was just, I guess, part of it.
He was still hungover from New Orleans.
Yeah, that's all that
That's all
was.
that throat was.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that's nuts. And there's no precursor signs or anything. That's like you.
No, they
noticed,
said.
or-
No, they said that my A1C was 11.6, and a normal range is a 7. So they said that I've just been operating at a high sugar baseline of 250, and they said that I did a good job just blindly managing it. They said that if I get too high, I'd get it down, and if I got too low, I never really had a problem getting it too low. So, but yeah. Pretty interesting. So, piece of advice for about mid-30s. Hadn't been to the doctor in a while. May want to get checked out.
Amen to that.
Hmm.
I'm glad
That's
you're doing
wild.
better.
So do you gotta? I mean, what do you gotta do in your daily life? Just that's it? Just change a couple eating habits or what?
I actually don't have to change my eating habits at all because my pancreas is not making. My pancreas is making insulin, but not enough insulin to cover my blood sugar. So it's about 95% sure that I'm a type 1 diabetic, which means it's autoimmune. So type 1, my body doesn't make insulin. My body's producing sugar, but it's not producing the insulin to break down the sugar. So probably going to be insulin dependent for the rest of my life. So basically before I eat, I have to give myself a shot. Or I could get a pump. But I got this nice little monitor.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So it's cool.
Oh, we're glad you
all good.
figured out.
Yeah, I was worried about you. I called him to I don't even know what I called him about, to check on some merch. And he calls me back and I'm like, Zeke, how are you? It's Olivia. And I was like, oh, everything all right? And she's like, we're in the ER. Oh my God. Well, but yeah, you're here. That's dedication.
It won't slow me down tailgating this fall.
Well, I'm glad everybody is here in one piece. We can get to the rest of the show. We got a couple really good voicemails. And again, you guys call that voicemail hottest takes, especially come season time, with your picks, talk trash to the other team. I'm sure everybody's going to want to ride on Coastal or whoever they're playing that week. But let's get to the hotline. It's 615-900-4286. Just leave a voicemail, your name, your Twitter handle. Tell us what you want to tell us. But, Jeff, if you've got those pulled up, let's play them.
Yeah, I got them ready to roll. So we had 2 calls this week. Fantastic voicemails. The first one, again, guys, when you call in, if you just do us a favor, leave at least a name or, a social media handle, something. That way we know, who you are and we can kind of identify you. And that way, if you're a repeat caller, hopefully down the line we'll have some incentives for the repeat callers. But,
hey, and Jeff, sorry to interrupt you there, but I do think that the voicemail, it's kind of like an old school collect call. It asks you for your name, and then you leave the voicemail. So if you are doing that, just try to remember to also say your name in the voicemail part. So when it plays on air, people know where to follow you, all that good stuff.
Yep. So this first one didn't leave a name, but great call, had a great question. So let's get to it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Just enjoying the summer and wanted to reach out because you put out the message on Twitter about which cities or colleges you should go to for this upcoming football season. And, of course, we think at Appalachian State that's the place to go. It's up to you, but, man, we've got some absolutely awesome games. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come either to, the game against Carolina or against James Madison. So hope to see you guys in Boone. If we do, or if you're making plans, man, we'd love to hear about it. Let's get together when you come in. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.
I think that's Mike D that had the lamb and stuff with T.O. Because he tweeted at us, do I even have to call? And I said, yes, you do have to call. So I think that's who that might have been.
D's nuts?
I don't think so. Yeah, no doubt we want to come to App State. Hey, there's no question about it. And we'll say this, that week 1, that's a big game, and we've narrowed it down to probably 2 or 3, and that's App State, North Carolina is high on the list. So we're working out some details, and we will keep you posted. But, great call. Thanks. I'm guessing that's Mike. Great call right there.
They played James Madison? Oh, wait a minute. James Madison in the Sun Belt, right? That's right. Mm-hmm. Still learning.
Either way, I mean, we had such a great time at App State last year. I mean,
I've been working on this little project of mine. They take 4 years to get done with. But looking at the 2022 season, and I keep forgetting the Conference USA bringing in. Well, they're not bringing in Liberty and Sam Houston yet. They come in 2023, but Liberty already starts in the Sun Belt with Marshall and Southern Miss. Just so many moving parts. I'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You're up, Jeff.
Definitely need a diagram.
That's rough.
All these movements.
I see myself on a live show with just all this stuff written on my wrist. I'm just reading it off.
But it's so hot that it's streaming down your forearm. He's like, James Harrison? What?
James Houston.
All right. Well, we had another voicemail call in, and this is he's a big fan of ours. So let's get to the voicemail.
Hey guys, it's your buddy from Twitter, Stu's right. I wanted to ask you a question. Your boy Big Game Boomer came out with a list of the top 100 most exciting college football players. And there were only, I think, 9 guys on there that were non-Power 5. And there were some pretty glaring omissions. Just off the top of my head, Jerry Rice, arguably the greatest wide receiver of all time out of Mississippi Valley State. Armani Edwards out of App, 2-time Walter Payton Award winner, 2-time national champ, beat Michigan in the Big House. Zay Jones and Justin Hardy, 1 and 2 all time on the NCAA FBS receptions list out of ECU. Just wanted to see if you guys had anybody to add, anybody else that rings a bell, particularly from the Group of 5. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Trip didn't drink all those Miller Lights on his own. Y'all have a good rest of the day.
Well, we know this. We know Jesse's not drinking any more Miller Lights.
No,
That's for sure.
Claw, baby. It's all about the claw.
Man.
I mean, the little credibility that you did have just has been eviscerated now.
Well, you know what? Does Miller Lite have a seltzer out there yet?
No, I don't think they do, but I think that was honestly, I think that's part of their spiel. They're like, they're not going to stoop to that low level.
I like Miller Lite. I mean, you four don't drink seltzers on the freaking weekends.
I don't.
Oh God!
I got them in the fridge. I told you. The only reason I don't drink them is because they don't fit in my koozie.
I ripped some high noons on the lake.
Nooners are a little different. That's vodka, vodka juice. That is. It's not a seltzer.
It's different.
I drink my G&Ts. I drink my G&Ts in a can.
Yeah.
Look here, I drink anything that's open and put in my right hand. Okay, but the seltzers were.
I gotta test that one.
You've known me for 31 years. You know, the only thing I may have ever turned down is a Gentleman Jim shot with a worm in it that's looking at me. That's probably the only thing I've never drank.
I wouldn't test that either, but
not proud of it. Not Dad, Mom. Sorry. I mean, I'm not like saying that I'm a outstanding citizen. I'm just saying that
you're a seltzer guy.
I like now, and I'm a Miller Lite guy. I love my Pilsner, but for some reason, when you're out there playing pickleball and you have that aftertaste, that burp of a White Claw mango coming out, it just allows you to get that serve going just a little bit better. I can backhand like that return just a little bit better. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I said you sound like a seltzer guy.
I'm telling you,
you're about to get your track card, like tracksuit card, revoked here pretty soon. Because I don't know very many guys who wear tracksuits drinking seltzers.
Oh, please. I'll tell you up in Jersey, they all drink seltzers. Trust me. I would know.
Anyway.
Be there next week, I'll tell you. Actually, I'll get plenty of pictures. Okay, goal. I'll be in Jersey next week at the beach.
Beautiful.
I will take 50 pictures of people drinking seltzers. Did I actually hand them the drink and take a picture? Maybe. But I'm going to get a picture of guys drinking seltzers.
Excuse me, sir. Do you mind taking a photo with me?
Actually, can you turn that peach labeled, mango labeled just around just a little bit? Got it.
Hide all those Miller Lights for me. Anyway, back to the voicemail. Stu, I'm a big fan of Stu.
Yeah.
The guy I told
you. He's a big-time fan.
And Tripp, who was golfing with the Miller Lights, we all three got after it with the Rage and Review guys there in Lafayette. Sunbelt Championship weekend, so big fan of Stu, and I agree with him. I knew the App State people would be worked up about our Amani Edwards not being on there, but I don't know if Big Game was he. And look, Big Game came on the podcast. Great friend. I mean, we like the guy.
Yeah,
I like what he's doing. We might need to address this list because there was some glaring issues. I'll go to Tip first. I mean, you got a list of them.
I do, yeah. I think he has some questionable rankings for some of the group of five guys in the top 100, but we can come back to those. Yeah, I mean, Stu's right. I mean, Jerry Rice, I think, should be on that list.
Nice question.
Amani Edwards, I mean, he reminds me of Denard Robinson, who is on the list. So if Denard Robinson's on the list, I feel like Amani Edwards should be on the list. And Zay Jones and Justin Hardy out of ECU, I mean, a lot of people just kind of I don't want to say forget these guys, but I mean they've had, what some people might say pretty average NFL careers. So they just kind of might forget how dominant those two receivers were in college. And not a lot of, and I get it because this is top 100 most exciting players. So a lot of your linebackers and defensive edge rushers or linemen not going to get a lot of love on this list. But go watch some Brian Urlacher film from his days at New Mexico. And, I mean, watch how fast he gets to the ball and listen to that pop that he makes when he's making that hit. I mean, it's exciting to me, at least. And also Khalil Mack out of Buffalo. Same thing. I mean, just absolutely dominant every single game he played in. And there was good stat here. They played against Ohio State. And in that game, Khalil Mack had 9 total tackles, 2.5 sacks.
It's not bad.
And he had a pick 6 against Braxton Miller, who's number 100 on this list. And on this pick six, he catches it. He picks off a little screen pass, and then it's a foot race, about 45-yard foot race to the end zone, and Khalil Mack just runs by everyone, including Braxton Miller. So I think Khalil Mack should be on this list. Now, for the guys that are on the list, some of these, let's start with Randy Moss at 11. He's right there in the, I personally think he should be in the top 10.
Easily.
11's a good ranking, but he
was
has
unstoppable at Marshall.
he has Johnny Manziel at 7. And just me personally, I mean, yes, watching Johnny Manziel, I mean, he was exciting, but he also had Mike Evans downfield. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, Randy Moss was just so absolutely dominant. Every time he had the ball anywhere on the field, he had a chance of scoring.
Yep.
So exciting to watch. Let's see who else. Eric Dickerson at number 68 might be the worst ranking I've ever seen ever. 68? He has to be at least minimum top 50.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, one of the when I think of Eric Dickerson, I think of top 5 collegiate running backs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Steve McNair at 58, I think he could be ranked a little bit higher. Sticking with quarterbacks, he's not on the list. But Brett Favre, when he was at Southern Miss, I mean, he was entertaining to watch. I mean, it was the same style when he was in the NFL, just slinging the ball. It's entertaining.
He was the original of kind of some of these guys that are playing now that are slinging it all over the place. Favre was doing that well in advance, before his time. So
right. And then Kareem Hunt out of Toledo. I mean, you go back, and it's kind of hard right now because he's in a committee right now with Nick Chubb for the Browns. But I mean, go back and watch him play his highlights when he was at Toledo. I mean, he was shifty, could make moves while running fast downfield, and he was beating everybody in the open field. I mean, he was extremely exciting to watch. And then, do we dare throw Bailey Zappi's name out there?
We sure do.
I mean, I don't know I don't know if we'll ever see that type of season, especially that kind of coming into that situation where he comes for 1 year and just absolutely dominates like he did.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Yeah, Zappi's a good. I mean, I don't know when he was making his list if he was looking at most exciting over the course of a season or over a career. But if you're going to have you guys like Manziel on there, I mean, I think if you break every record in college football, I mean, it's pretty damn exciting. But Murph, who do you got on who would you have added to the list?
Yeah, I mean, I think real quick, kind of just touch on Boomer's list. I mean, it's kind of the symptom of, what do you remember? And a lot of these guys, I mean, unless you were watching Group of 5 football, they didn't get TV time. They didn't get the pub as some of the other guys. So I think a lot of the guys on his list from bigger schools that don't deserve to be on it, they just they got all the publicity, they got all the TV time, so you see about them more. But a couple guys that I had on my list were starting out west, and Sprouse, you kind of brought this up to me, jogged my memory, was Hawaii, Colt Brennan, Devon Best out there. I mean, that was kind of, with June Jones running the offense. I mean, they threw it. I think they ran it like less than 10 times a game. Like they were just throwing the ball all over the yard. And he had in 2006 he had 5,500 yards passing, 5,500, and 58 touchdowns in a season. I mean, if that's not exciting, I don't know what is. And then Devon Best was one of the most underrated electric receivers and punt and kick returners in college football, and had a pretty good career in the NFL with your Miami Dolphins, wasn't it?
Sure did. Yep.
So and then also you kind of stay out west. How can you forget Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, that tandem at Fresno State?
Reunited.
Yeah, back reunited in Vegas. I mean, the numbers that those guys put up too were just insane, and they were throwing it all over the field. Devontae was running, 90, 80, 70. It doesn't matter. You could take a slant the whole way. Like, it's exciting football, man. And then a couple other guys that I had was And if you remember Ryan Matthews, running back out of Fresno State, I mean, he kind of, was a dud in the NFL, but college-wise, that guy was explosive. I mean, they would just give him the ball. He'd run people over. He was fast enough, shifty enough to make guys miss. And then I'll say one that I think definitely should have been on there was Kent State, Josh Cribbs. I mean, the guy was the all-time offensive leader in yards with almost 11,000 total yards in his career.
Wow.
He could throw it. He could run it. He could make guys miss. I mean, talk about exciting. A little action there.
We may have to collaborate with Big Game and get a just top 100 most exciting group of 5 guys.
I'm with it.
List and see if he'd do that. We'll collaborate on that. Jesse, you got somebody on your mind?
Yeah, I got a few of them. Well, really, just whenever Jeff and Tip they're talking about some defensive players, 2 right off the bat just came to mind, and the first one, I think he's an exciting player for what he did with the Seahawks. You got Bobby Wagner. He's from Utah State, and he was a huge impact player.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the stats like Jeff did, but he was an impact player at Utah State, and so he did with the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's pretty exciting. And then the first one that came to mind, Mean Joe Green in North Texas. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The Coca-Cola commercial. How is he not a top 100 player? Mean Joe Green. But exciting. Back when I played college football, I had to go up against a receiver for a team down in FIU. T.Y. Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
Guy was a hell of a fantasy football player for me for the earlier century and earlier decade, or this decade century. Hell of a football player, man. The guy, I think he was 100 yards receiving every game he did at FIU. So
and he returned kicks and punts too, didn't he?
Yeah, he about broke my ankles on a punt one time.
So I know at FIU they have some athletes and always have a standout receiver or try to, and just so happens.
What a great transition that was, Jesse.
That was incredible.
What are the odds? Yeah, no, that's a good one. T.Y. Hilton. I didn't even think of that. I was trying to go up kind of geographically through Florida and Georgia and stuff and see who's missing. T.Y. Hilton. I mean,
it's hard, man. There's so many players.
Yeah.
You know who's I guess this may probably get away from the college aspect because I kind of forgot about that, but Marshall Faulk, San Diego State.
Well, he's on there. He's on the list, I believe. Isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's got to be.
He
on
is,
the
yeah.
list. I feel like I saw.
He's
that.
at number 28.
If he wasn't like,
then we'd call Big Game Boomer right now and have him explain himself. Yeah. But no, man. I mean, look. Everybody gets on Big Game Boomer. We had him on the podcast. Listen, we didn't sit there and come up with that list of 100 guys because first of all, us 5 would never agree on where to rank people, so we'd never be able to do it. But
that's why he's a solo artist.
Hell, he posted for this right here. We're talking about it, giving him free marketing. That's why he posted it.
Well,
I mean, everybody's talking about it. It's getting a lot of talk.
I like it. But anyway, Stu,
he had something on his mind right there.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm. Saw it on your lips. I saw you like you said.
No,
next subject.
I was just gonna say, Stu, thanks for the call. And yeah, good to all those guys. Really good, exciting guys. Like I said, we got this interview with FIU wide receiver guy that broke most of T.Y. Hilton's records. So Tyrese Chambers is about to join us here in just a couple minutes. Guys, I told you another big time interview coming at you tonight. We got former FCS All-American at Sacred Heart. We got Biletnikoff watch list, Florida International single season record holder for touchdowns and receiving yards, better than T.Y. Hilton, who we talked about earlier. And the coolest thing about this guy is he turned down a Power 5 transfer offer this offseason and a pretty hefty NIL deal to stay at FIU. Welcome to the show, Tyrese Big Time Chambers. Tyrese, what's happening?
What's up? Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man, we're excited to have you on. I mean, I this NIL thing. So when I saw the story, I want to let you tell it, but to give people the background. So you turned down a pretty large NIL deal, right, to go to a so-called Power 5 school and stay at FIU. So walk us through that. What happened?
So basically, it's a school in West Coast. I ain't gonna say the name of it, but it's a school in West Coast. A booster of one of the boosters, or I guess they affiliated with the fan base and stuff like that. They actually like run an operation out there for giving like athletes NIL deals and stuff out there. And I got an email, kind of reached out to me and stuff saying, could you give me a call? Guy gave me a call and stuff like that. So he had 75 for me to go there, 75,000. But here's the thing. The thing is, like, I'm gonna say right now. First of all, like I want to be at FIU, obviously, but right now there's like a lot of receivers and that I see that I know, that I'm, I feel like I'm better than, but also like on the same like type of level they on that's getting $800,000 deals and $500,000 deals and $200,000, and they're gonna offer me 75. I actually took that kind of personal. I was like, dang, just 75. I probably was gonna turn it down anyway. But 75 just was like, yeah, I'm definitely not even close. But yeah, that's how that went. I reached out to me through email and got a phone call, and then we chopped it up a bit, and yeah, I turned it down. So I'm not interested.
That's so crazy that all that is legal. I mean, you telling us that, I'm sitting here thinking like, are you allowed to say all this? And this is just part of it now.
Yeah. It's not just to like clear things up so people are, that watching this know. It's not from the school. Nobody from the school contacted me. This is a personal guy. He own his own business, and that's his own money. So he able to do that. He's a fan.
He just wanted you to go to the USC Trojans that bad.
Yeah. He's a fan. He's a fan of that. He's a fan of that university and stuff. So he reached out to me, and that's how that worked.
Well, I mean, the thing too, man, is we talk about the transfer portal all the time, and we talk about what do we think are good excuses to transfer, and you had them all, right? Because you get a whole new coaching staff. So, I mean, you don't particularly know these guys, and you were playing for a legend, right? In Butch, and so talk about like why, talk about meeting with Coach Mcintyre and kind of what that conversation was like, and how he, not talked you into staying, but it made you feel comfortable to stay at FIU.
Yeah, people was thinking that he gave me something to stay, or he was giving me money, all this crazy stuff. No, that's an authentic man. That's an authentic guy right there, authentic coach, and I respect him tremendously, man. He flew to my city, like I said. That was a huge thing for me. That showed how much he cared and how much he was interested, and he had a good conversation with me and my family, man, and that meant a lot to me. And he told me what his expectations was and the vision for the team, and we kind of had similar visions and stuff like that. So for as far as me and him goes, like that kind of went perfect. Kind of was a great conversation, and it was great seeing him, and everything went with 100% well with him. As far as the transfer portal, so obviously before I was in the transfer portal before Coach Mcintyre got the job here. And I had got some other Power 5 offers and stuff like that. As I was in high school, I always dreamed of having, Power 5 offers and stuff like that. And, it's kind of crazy that it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. It just really wasn't. So I tell everybody all the time, 3 reasons why somebody would transfer. Financial issues, the access, let me say, how can I say it? I would say resources. They might not have enough resources in their situation. They might not be playing and stuff like that. In my case, I'm playing here. I'm having a successful career here. I have the resources. This is Miami, Florida. And then now with NIL, I have the money and stuff that I need, and to go about my day to day. So it's like I don't really need to transfer. There's no reason for me to transfer. That was ultimately why I ended up staying, because there's no need to, and I feel comfortable here and stuff like that. And yeah, those are some pretty nice offers that I had and stuff like that. I took some visits. The visits wasn't even all that I expected it to be. It was actually like kind of disappointing. One of them, or a few of them, was actually kind of disappointing. I didn't really feel comfortable there, and I didn't watch film with some of the guys, and it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. So
for our listeners' sake and my sake, because I want to make sure I understand the timeline correctly. The 2021 season, when it was over, you went back into the portal thinking you might leave FIU, then you basically re-signed again with them.
Yep.
That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. I entered the portal once Coach Butch was no longer with the program and stuff like that, and I entered the portal because I didn't know who was going to be the head coach here. I just didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of stuff going on.
Well, what I want to know is, because during the spring. So what all did you do this spring? Because you couldn't be with them for spring ball, right, or workouts? Correct?
No, I was there.
Oh,
I did spring
You
ball.
came back before spring. I remember seeing the story because when Coach Mack got there, I remember that was like his, not first big signing, but that was like big news when you decided to come back. I love it, man.
Dude,
I told you I love it.
I mean, I'm just sitting here listening, and I mean, I was already a big fan before, but just hearing the way you rationalize that decision, I mean, man, you got some wisdom that a lot of young kids, in especially with the NIL stuff going on right now, don't have. I mean, most kids with 75,000, I'm going, but when you get there, it's probably not going to be the best situation for you. And I always say this, I mean, we all played at Middle Tennessee, like, not that I had a ton of offers, but you basically got two choices, right? You're either going to be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond. And the film doesn't lie. Like, you can play, and your ultimate goal, right, is to get to the NFL, I would assume, right?
Definitely.
So, like, you just keep balling and doing what you're doing at FIU. I mean, everything else is going to take care of itself, whether you're at a group of 5 or a power 5, in my opinion. And obviously with a nickname like Big Time, I mean, that kind of speaks for itself, right? So how did that come about? How'd you get that nickname?
Yeah. I went from, I had played Little League, and I was really good in Little League and stuff like that. And some of my coaches was calling me like Reese Cup. They kept calling me Reese Cup and all that. They was calling me Reese Cup for a long time, man. And I'm gonna say after my senior year, because I was all state in all Maryland, so I had first team on Maryland and stuff. So I had coming out of high school. I forgot somebody had called me. Like, one of the coaches was like on the phone with me. He was like, "What's up, Big Time?" And son, he just kept calling me Big Time, and I was like, "Man, I got a nice little ring to it."
It does.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I always drive myself on making big plays. Like, I just feel like that's like the best part of football, is being able to make the big plays. Like, when it's time, that's what turn the crowd up. That's what make fans come back to the stadiums. That's what sell out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just stuck to it. After that day, I was like, my nickname gonna be Big Time, man. So I end up changing it, and I end up changing it right before they verified me on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, well, hold on now. How did you get verified? Because we've been trying to get verified, and what do you got to do? What steps you got to?
I got verified on Instagram. I'm gonna say after the Charlotte game. The Charlotte game, I had like 3 catches for 200.
Yeah. Go get you some playing time, Sprouse. Get 300 yards receiving. You might get verified.
They verified me. And the Twitter, I'm not gonna lie. Twitter, I was eating tacos, and I just seen it. That was crazy. I was like, whoa. What is going on?
You know, Tyrese, you mentioned that Charlotte game. These other 2 guys on this podcast, you may or may not have cost them.
You cost me money.
Quite a bit of money for your game. That Charlotte game.
Hey, but I'm happy though. I'm happy because you got verified on Twitter because of it.
Yeah.
And it's all good. I think I had cool. Charlotte like plus points or something. I think it was like plus 4.5 or something. Yeah. And that you had the big catch towards the end. I was just like, this is unbelievable.
Who is this guy?
Yeah,
now we got a blue check on the pod.
I didn't even start that game. Off.
You didn't? Oh, I mean, I remember I had Charlotte, like, I think it was like minus like 7.5, something like that. So they kept like going up, and then I see Chambers with like a 70-yard touchdown pass like in the fourth quarter. They wouldn't go away. And I was like, who is this guy? Full circle. Here I am talking to him today. I mean, yeah, you're fun to watch. You're fun to watch. I need to go back. I have a question. I gotta get this off. $75,000. Do you have to pay taxes on that? Do they have to pay taxes on it?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know. Make sure like the players have to pay taxes
of it too now.
Yeah,
I've got a lot of guys don't realize that.
That's the part that people don't know. And just to give a shout out to like my circle, people in my circle that's helping me out with this, man. I appreciate them guys because they keep me on track with stuff like that, making sure I'm on top of the taxes and, you know what I'm saying, making sure I'm making the right decision and making the right choice and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, we talk about that too because I think a lot of these guys, and not to knock somebody that transfers or takes an NIL deal, like by any means, but we always talk about this. Some guys got, unfortunately, the wrong kind of people in their circle, giving them the wrong advice.
Yep.
You know, all they hear is big school on West Coast, Pac-12, you know, whatever, go, and they might either not play, they might go, they might hate it. I mean, you're a guy from Baltimore, now you're in Miami. Go out to California or Oregon. I mean, not to speculate where it was, but that's a different world for you, man.
It is, and people don't know also, I transferred quite a bit. I've been around a little minute, so it's like I finally found somewhere I'm comfortable, and I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm excelling and stuff like that. I don't feel like doing it all over again. Keep, you know what I'm saying? Because I told you before, I went JUCO, then I went FCS, then I went FBS, and people just want me to keep proving myself. I don't gotta prove them.
Where did you play JUCO ball at?
Fort Scott.
Okay.
I just played in the spring. I was dominating in the spring. That's how I had got Sacred Heart offer, and went to Sacred Heart, was an All-American there, and then came here. But it's like people just want to keep saying more. Go to Power 5. Let me see you do that.
Yeah.
Let me see you do that. Like, I just want to go to the NFL. That's my dream. I don't care about this other stuff y'all got going on.
So how do you take your? I mean, you broke a bunch of records last year. So, like you said, you really don't have anything to prove. But how do you build on that? Now you get a new staff, and I mean, just from following Coach Mack on social media, there's a ton of energy right now at FIU, and obviously South Florida, it's a hotbed for recruiting. So there's no reason FIU can't be competing in Conference USA. So how do you build on your personal season, and then how does FIU build and become competitive again?
Definitely. I'm gonna start off by saying this. So last year, so I don't want people to get it confused. Like the 1-11 squad had a lot of NFL talent on that team, and it's probably one of the most talented teams I've ever played.
Always FIU.
They always do. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
interrupt you. We played FIU, 10 years ago. There were always NFL talent out there.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. Like they saying like we ain't have no O lineman. Well, our O lineman in transfer portal, 4 O lineman is at Power 5s right now. You know what I'm saying? The running back play for the Colts. Quarterback is with the Packers. The other receiver is with Philadelphia Eagles. And I can go on and on. Cornerback with Seattle. So it's like talent-wise, like we can compete with anybody. We're the problem. We got to be disciplined. We have to, you know what I'm saying, listen to our coaches, make the right decisions on and off the field. Like it's a lot of stuff that comes into, winning football games. It ain't just about talent, because as we can see, we won 1-11 with, you know what I'm saying, I said one of the best teams I ever played with. So it's like, I feel like personally for our team, we got the right coaches, the right people in the building. Nothing wrong with the old coaches. I love all of them the deaf. Coach Davis and all of them is great guys. But, you know what I'm saying, Coach Mack brings a different type of energy here. He's excited about, getting this thing turned around. And everybody's excited. All the coaches, man. I love my receivers coach. I love my OC. I love, the people that's working in equipment, everything. Everything is just totally different this year. And I feel like the way that we're going to get this thing turned around is just by being combined as one unit, one heartbeat, and everybody just attacking this thing together. And we all understanding what we're trying to get. You know what I'm saying? He set a standard for us. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we had a standard last year or what we wanted to do. We were just kind of just, you know what I'm saying, going with the motion and stuff like that. But now I feel like he came in here, he set a standard, and we all buying into it, man. So I feel like once we buy into that standard, a lot of great things are going to be happening here. And for my individual, go ahead, you about to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, man, like you just said it exactly right. And I know Jesse can vouch for this because he played all the time. FIU was what you just said has been FIU forever. You'd be, and they were a bowl team, more often than not, but we'd play them and I don't know what our record was against FIU when we were there.
They beat us once. I mean,
I think we split.
They were always playing us tough. I mean,
but y'all would always
them tough. Hell, that was the game where Benny Cunningham tore his patella tendon, and it was
caught a Hail Mary
to win that game. But it was. Now this is back. I think you were probably in middle school, and this all happened.
Yeah,
but like we've always played FIU in close, very physical games. Your D line was always just big physical guys. I false started like 3 times.
You did.
Yeah, man. They were.
That was the game. They caught a Hail Mary on the 1. Yeah. And didn't get in, and they reviewed it, and it was short. We ended up winning that one.
And I want to bring this up, and I hate to bring up old flesh wounds, but you're talking about how talented your team was, right? I went 1-11. I'll say it. If guys from this team are listening, sorry, I'm not trying to offend y'all, but when I was at MTSU, I feel like one of the most talented teams we ever had in my 5 years playing there. We went 2-10, and we had the most talent out of all my 5 years. I was on 8-4 and 10-3 and 9-3 teams. We went 2-10 with the most talented team we had because you had guys trying to do their own stuff, right? But you actually become a team, like you say y'all are becoming. It's
a no brainer.
No
But that's it
limitations.
right there. It's a lot of individualism. It was just a whole bunch of stuff last year, man. And me being like a first year, I really didn't have the power to be able to change all of that, because I was new. So I was still trying to prove myself to the FIU community, my coaches, my teammates, stuff like that. I feel like I earned the respect of my peers, my coaches and stuff now, to the point where I got a voice. And I'm excited about leading my guys this year, man. And I feel like I'm gonna do a great job. I have been doing a great job this spring and stuff like that. Just making sure everybody on time, making the right decisions and stuff, pushing everybody. Weight room workouts, whatever it is, man. And I just feel like it's gonna be a great year. And I know people say this probably stuff every year, but just off of what's going on, the standard, because I feel like once you have a standard and everybody buys into that standard, great things gonna happen. So far as the team, that's how I feel. And then as far as like my individual goals and stuff like that, I feel like I had a great season. My season could have been like way better. I feel like I really wasn't too happy with my results. As crazy as that may seem, I should have had way more catches, way more targets, way more opportunities. We could have won a couple of games had I had those opportunities. And it's just like I just got a chip on my shoulder. It's hard to explain. Like I always been that way since I was a child, man. Like coming out of high school, I was under recruited, going JUCO, still under recruited. I was never like nobody's first option. I was always like, a guy that they just kind of overlooked. Being from where I'm from and stuff like that. So I always just keep that chip on my shoulder, man. And I look for things that fuel me. So like last year they had me as like second team all conference, which is crazy. That kind of like burned something in my like turned me up. That's another reason why I came back. I don't know transferring if I'm not the best player, like what I'm saying, the best receiver in the conference USA. That's what they saying. So once I made second team, that kind of like threw me off. Like, hold up, they just tried me like that. I said, okay, okay. So like stuff like that, it fueled me, man. And that's the exciting part of the game. That's why I love playing football. It's just like what I'm saying, like motivate me and give me something to look forward to the next seasons to come and stuff like that. So I feel like that's why I get my chip on my shoulder from, man, just being under recruited, overlooked. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this year.
I mean, Sprouse, Jeff, I'll tell you this. Looking at their football schedule this year, y'all got a pretty good schedule here. As in, I see some winnable games. I see a lot. Y'all set up to be a good season for you. Like I said, if y'all all come together, I mean,
for sure.
Well, it's funny you brought up that 2-10 season, and if y'all remember that season, a lot of guys graduated or quit or whatever. We get a new strength coach right away.
Yeah. Yep.
Get a new O-line coach. It's just and you end up I think we went 8-4 the next year.
It just changes the culture.
Just
are you did y'all start summer workouts this week, or was it start last week?
We just started today.
Yeah.
Nice.
How was the first day back?
It was great, man. Great. Energy is still there.
How many guys threw up?
Everybody. We start running tomorrow. We just lifted today.
Man.
How
the first week was the hardest, and after that I enjoyed the summer, but you had to get my fat ass like back to rolling after the first week.
How rough was it when you first went down there for like your first off season in Miami? Did the heat and humidity get to you? Or
yeah, it definitely did, man. It's hot. See, like, I always been a guy. I always like working out and stuff like that in warm weather, but the heat when I first got down here was different. Like it was burning me. Like I was getting black, like burning my skin. Like, it was bad.
It's like, I remember being in high school. Like you literally would like take a shower to get ready to go out, and then like the minute you step outside, you're like soaking wet or like sticky, and it's like this is stupid, man.
Wring your shirt out,
man. Yeah. So I mean, I know you're a big team guy, but make it a little bit about you. So, what's next? You talking to any NFL scouts or anything like that yet, or you got any prospects, or what do you got?
No, to be honest, I have no clue. I don't know where they holding me at. Where like where I'm at as far as the NFL draft. I don't really know anything, to be honest.
Yeah,
I really don't.
What are you majoring in? Just curious.
Recreational sports management and liberal arts.
Oh, okay, nice.
What I want to do outside the ball is like focus on marketing. I feel like I'm a good marketing person and stuff like that.
Well, now you're making smart decisions because you're in a good spot for that. You got 4 professional sports teams. You got 3 Division I college teams right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, I like it.
You're a good talker. I like this kid.
I appreciate it.
Very articulate.
Yeah. What we'll go into the NFL. Like, so what's your? I mean, we've seen your highlight, film and everything. Well, what kind of player are you? You like a speed guy, over the top guy? You go up and get it kind of guy? What's your playing style?
I know how to adjust to any situation. I feel like that's what separates me from all the other receivers. I'm a run a 4.3, and I'm on camera saying this, so make sure y'all hold me to that. I'm gonna run a 4.3 during combine, like when we do a combine and all that. Yeah, write that down. I'm gonna crack a 4.3, 4.39, 4.3, something like that. I'm gonna definitely crack a 4.3, but I run like a 4.4 right now. So it's a lot of other guys around the country that's fast. It's a lot of other guys in the country that's strong. Everybody can catch, but can they play with? I played with probably 20 quarterbacks my whole career. I can play with any quarterback.
Do you get do people try to compare you to T.Y. Hilton a lot since you're at FIU? Or do you hear that at all?
Yeah, some people do. Yeah, some people do. So I done played like with 20 quarterbacks like my whole career and stuff. So I know how to adjust and play with any type of quarterback. And I feel like I know how to adjust to any type of situation. It could be 3rd and 17. I know how to get to 17 yards and make a play. It could be 3rd and 3. I know how to get 3 yards and make a play. It could be, I could be in a slot outside. It could be 2 double coverage. I just know how to adjust. I just love, studying. That's how I study my film and stuff. Because, anybody can win a one-on-one probably, you know what I'm saying? One-on-one coverage, all that stuff. But can you do it when it's a safety over top of you? Or can you do it when that linebacker is buzzing out? Can you make a play then? So that's why I feel like that's the type of game I am. Just adjusting a different type of situation. That's my strength.
You're actually bigger than T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
I'm invested. He probably got invited to the combine too, I'd imagine.
T.Y. Hilton?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. T.Y. was projected to go like first round before he hurt himself.
He broke his record.
Don't gas me up, man. I can't tease yet.
No.
We will though. We'll do it for you.
We'll do it for you.
Yeah. You keep your head down and work, and we'll talk you up.
If you need yes men, we got you.
Yeah. So you mentioned, I mean, we talked about, you turning down the $75K, but I know you do have some NIL stuff going on. You want to, I mean, take a couple minutes, plug what you got going on. How can people support that?
So the first deal I had got was the first day that they approved athletes to capitalize off their name and likeness. It's a restaurant called Taco Time, about 7 minutes from FIU. The first day that we got approved, I partnered with them. It's great food, man. This is like a lot of Hispanics. This is an area like where Hispanic stuff, so they be there a lot. Tacos and stuff like that. Those people are great people and stuff. So that's the first deal I got. I got a deal with Hydro Gun. I got a deal with MC3 Gloves. It's a guy from Philly that lives in my city, and we partnered with gloves. So I had made my own football gloves and stuff like that. Nice. I partnered with Players Trunk for my merch and stuff like that.
They were on Shark Tank. Players Trunk was on Shark Tank, weren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. I heard something like that. I think. Yeah, but I partnered with them for like merch and stuff like that. I got a couple of deals from like Ethica, Crocs, and stuff like that. And my biggest deal is with Life Wallet.
John
Ruiz,
right? Yeah.
I
know who that is.
Partnered with Life Wallet, man. So that's like the biggest deal and stuff like that. And yeah, I got a couple of other stuff. I just partnered recently, just signed a contract with Inside the Cage. Jonathan Cyprian is an alumni here. Shout out to him. He reached out to me and stuff, and he told me his vision a long time ago, and he making it happen. So we just signed that today. So there's a couple of them, other ones going away and stuff like that.
That's cool, man.
Players Trunk seems pretty interesting, and it was on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I literally watched that Shark Tank. That's what I do. And when you Tyrese, when you have a wife and kid and you're over 30 years old, on a Friday night, you might make a little cocktail, put it on Shark Tank on demand. That's a big Friday night for you.
Yeah.
I'm not in Miami anymore, so that's what I do. But I got a question for you though. So on the gloves, so how's that work if you have an NIL deal like for your personal, but then how does that work with Adidas, like an FIU?
So those gloves aren't like a specific brand. Those are like plain gloves, just with his logo, the guy's logo, and my logo, and my initial, my signature on there and stuff like that.
So you
it's
can
like,
wear them in the games and stuff?
I believe like pregame. I don't know if you
Gotcha.
can wear it in
Okay.
the game, but I'm pretty sure you can wear it like pregame, catch the ball, warm up in. I kind of like wear it when I train, like training and stuff
There
like
you go.
that. I wear it. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And what most of the time you just got to like shout them out on the socials, or like what is your end of the bargain with most of those companies?
Social media,
Okay.
posting on stories, retweeting stuff, reposting stuff. Pretty much it.
There you go.
That's the great part about social media. You do the right stuff with it, they can put money in your pocket.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Y'all
Well,
need a check, man. They need to give y'all a check. Y'all deserve it.
we're man. Appreciate that. We're working on some stuff, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Before this year, I'm calling it. It's gonna happen.
Appreciate
it's
it.
like a third person that's had a premonition on us, guys.
I know, man.
We're taking off.
Maybe we're close.
Well,
And we gotta take our
Tyrese, man.
talents to South Beach.
Hey, no question about that. So we'll give you like the last 30 seconds. We appreciate you coming on. How can just tell everybody what your social media handles are? Twitter, Instagram, if you're a TikTok or a Twitch guy. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Okay, y'all can follow me on Instagram at team_RESE. And you can also follow me on Twitter at _BigTime0. That's what my socials is, man.
Big time.
I like it. Man, this is a damn dude. You're a damn good interviewer. You're gonna do really well when you start
100%.
talking to these.
That's all I was thinking too.
Scouts and stuff.
I like your energy.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I respect people like you guys for doing stuff like this, man. For real. You know,
Yeah,
just
See the corner of my screen right now.
Yeah, I see your dog.
He's the one that's been snoring all the time. Lay down.
Well, I know we're trying to get down to FIU at some point, so we got to link up, man, when we get down there.
Yeah, definitely. Let's grab some food and stuff, man. I know a couple
Let's go to
spots.
Taco Tom's.
Taco Tom. Yeah, there you go.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, Tyrese, big time Chambers, FIU star receiver, looking for a big season out of you and out of FIU this fall.
Yes,
And we
sir.
appreciate you coming on, man. That was a really good interview.
Awesome.
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
Take
All right,
T
sir.
over with FIU, Jeff.
Put me after the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, no
Let's do
question.
part 2 after the season.
There you go. All right, Tyrese, we appreciate you, man.
Have a
All
good
right,
one.
brother. Thank you. Take care.
Man, that was an awesome interview. Awesome interview. Like I meant that. Like when he gets in front of these NFL coaches and scouts, I mean, how can you talk to that guy for we talked to him for 25, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to go hang out with him.
I mean, I feel like I say this after we interview all these guys.
Yeah.
But like, like that's a guy I want to get behind and root for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna watch FIU more than I ever have now because of him. And it's because of his personality. It's his character. It comes across when he's talking, when he describes it. I mean, that's just, in my opinion, that's the type of kid you want to root for. And I hope he gets everything he wants and makes it to the NFL and crushes it.
Yeah. Dude, it goes back to me when we were talking to him. It reminded me of when we were at Charlotte talking to Will Healy.
Yeah.
And we talked about how his guys shake the hand and it makes you want to root for him.
Yep.
And that's why Charlotte has such a great student section because they want to root for those guys. And that's how now we all want to root for Tyrese. And hopefully anybody that watches this is like, man, I want to root for FIU and I want to root for Tyrese and I want to watch them play. So,
Well, he's done here. They might be a sneaky team to get behind because their schedule is not that tough this year. They play Bryant, UConn, and like New Mexico State. That's like their out of conference games.
Well, Conference USA is interesting this year because they lose Marshall, Southern Miss, Old Dominion, but they don't gain Liberty in them yet. So
I mean, I'm not saying that the MTSUs and West Kentuckys aren't going to be a tough game for them, but I'm talking about they don't have any might be an L. They possibly can win.
Well, it just
have a chance in all their
depends.
games.
With the transfer portal, we just don't even know what these teams look like. It's such all these teams are going to be honestly mostly different. You know, the ones that had a lot of kids leave and a lot of kids come. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting season, but I'm rooting for Tyrese Chambers for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, that's all we got for you tonight. We thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget, if you do like what you're watching and listening to, hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Be sure to follow us on all the major social media accounts, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's at Group of Five Guys. And we need y'all to keep calling the hotline, 615-900-4286. And when we post who we're going to have on the podcast, I would have loved to have had an FIU fan have a question for Tyrese Chambers tonight. So we start doing that. Again, that's 615-900-4286. And then again, if you do want to help support the Group of Five guys with some merch, t-shirt, hoodies, masks to protect you from COVID-19, potentially any other diseases that are out there, those are available as well. That's group of5guys.com. We thank you for listening and watching. Group of Five Guys, we are out of here.